I'm Alicia, Shiloh Massage and Wellness, and what we're going to do today is a little bit of face cupping, which I incorporate in usually 90-minute massages. There are exceptions when, if a 60-minute comes, there's the exception where she has a headache or allergies or something going on here that she needs to be drained, and the best way to do that is with face cupping. And face cupping is, people have just told me how wonderful they feel after we finish with face cupping. So the idea here is there's multiple advantages to cupping, and that is we drain the lymphatic fluid that can cause congestion. And if she doesn't have a headache or allergies or anything like that, it's great for lifting the collagen. Stimulates blood flow. It helps with inflammation and detoxifies. There's just a lot of benefits for face cupping, and it's a modality about a couple hundred years old. They use it a lot in Asia, Middle East area. So first I'm going to briefly stimulate her lymph nodes here in the side, both sides of the ear. Maybe do this if she has a headache, but I usually just bypass that and go for the nodes. We have some here, we stimulate that, and then the venous angle here. All this that I drain in the event that she has a headache, and that it's going to go back into the venous angle. That's the goal. So we stimulate that a little bit, and then some jojoba oil. I like to use jojoba oil. It's good for the skin, and I use all natural organic. And Miss Lena, are you allergic to jojoba oil?
I am not.
Okay. We have to ask because sometimes they are. So we're going to add some oil. Why do you want to add oil? Because the cups will glide nicely if we have a little oil on there. And typically, it works well, just in general, just to have that pampering kind of thing here. We have some nodes here. You can stimulate these. You have some here in the submental. Stimulate those if you want to drain, do some lymphatic drainage if she has a headache or something similar. Okay, so we added, you want to always go to the sides so that it goes to your lymph nodes back here. Okay, so typically what I do is start on the left side, but I always start with the décolletage area here, and you want to start on the left side here, and you just go towards the lymph nodes here in the axillary area there. So we just do about 5-6 times. And what you do to this side, you do the other side, but you always want to start on your left side because the left side drains before the right side, well, drains most of it. So we do that, and you can see her color changing a little bit, which is good because she's getting some fresh blood flow, or we're lifting the fascia, and there's a lot of cool benefits. Okay, so we do that, and then we will start with, you could use this sometimes, or you could just, her face is relatively on the small side, so you use a bigger one for some men that have a bigger face or larger neck, but we want to go downward like this, downward or sideways, again towards her lymph nodes here. And you don't want to go across the face. There's a line here that you want to honor, and you go like this. And now there's a smaller one that is good for the side here, for those little wrinkles here when you smile. She doesn't have them. She's very young and doesn't have wrinkles yet, but for those that do, and this kind of plumps them up if you want. Some people hold it for a while to get a bigger lip for a couple hours. I don't know, some people like Okay, so that you can do that. Do that. Okay, and then we go again. We go. This one's a smaller one, so we go back to the larger one to cover more area. And we glide. We glide. Okay, so here you can see her face changing color, which is a good sign. And then you use the smallest one. You never want to glide underneath. That's a very tender area. So we never want to glide. We have to lightly cup it. And then the side here, which she doesn't have crow's feet, but we could do that for the women that do. In general, though, it feels good regardless of the age or the wrinkles. We do that about 5 times. And it like this. And then the top as well. You don't want to glide because that area is very thin skinned, and it's just better if you don't glide it. And then the area here you glide 5 to 7 times, and then again 5 to 7 times. This is probably a better one to use. Larger one. Okay. We do that about 5 to 7 times. This feels really good. I do it on myself, but it's always nicer when someone does it for you. Now the smaller one, you want to start. This feels really good, especially when people have headaches. You do this, see how it lifts the skin, and do this about 5 to 7 times, especially if they have a headache, and it feels really good. They told me. In fact, most of the time the headache is gone after we're done with this cupping session. But okay, so then we go back here, do it 5 to 7 times, and we repeat. Same thing on the opposite side. So yeah, that's what we do for the face cupping. And so now we're going to cup Lainey's back. Now, I would first stimulate the cranial nerves here, but for the sake of this video, we're going to work on her back. We're going to cup this area because she has problems with her shoulder area, where she has a lot of stress there, and her flank area. Now, typically I use, I'll do dynamic cupping, which is there's about 10 types of cupping. We're only using 2, but there's about 10. These are dynamic cups. But before we do that, we are going to, again, add some oil on the whole back area, or the area that you're going to cup. So, and again, the cupping is good for for the back and for the body to lift toxins and relieve some inflammation, and it's just a relaxing kind of modality. This has been around again for thousands of years, and a lot of athletes get cupped. So it's become more popular here in the States. I think Michael Phelps is one athlete that made it pretty popular, and a lot of basketball players, especially LeBron James and those kind of guys that know the benefits. So, okay, so we've got enough oil on. And this is the blend that I make. It's almond oil with some mint and all organic oils, some arnica, chamomile, some nice smelling oils and beneficial oils. Okay, so let's get started here. So also, I have some infrared high-tech cups that are really good for stress relief. Okay, so, and we have the infrared, and we have, they're pretty cool. We have 3 levels of cupping suction, 1, 2, and 3, and there's different options there depending on the person. Lainey is not, we don't never want to cup on the, I never cup on the spinal cord, so you stay away from that. And you ask, do you want it here, do you want it there? She's already told me she wants it here, so we're going to do that there. Turn it on, and we'll do the highest infrared, and it's on 1 for cupping. We don't want too much suction. So we'll do the same side, and again, stay away from the what do you call it, the spinal cord. So we'll do the same thing. What you do on one side, typically, you do on the other side, unless certain situations that call for just one side. But in this case, we're going to keep it even. And now, while with that, I'm looking at the clock, and I don't want to do it over 5 minutes. You don't need it more than 5 minutes, and sometimes it's just a little too much. So I start at the top here, and again, off the spinal cord, and I will put one up here in this deltoid area here, and okay, so get this other cup. We always want to go towards the maxilla area because you're also moving lymph, and so we do this. We do that about 4 or 5 times, but for the sake of time, we'll then go to the other side, and again, you go toward the axilla, always, and wherever the cup stagnates, that's where we're doing a lot more. Every single body is different. Some people, it stagnates here, there. It's just, everybody's so different. It just depends on what she does on a regular basis, and she doesn't have a whole lot of stress right now. But okay, move these out. You can leave them on longer, but I'm not for the sake of the video. But okay, so again, and the towel is only here for the, so we don't get too much oil on, or get any oil on her hair. But we start here, and you could. And even if she doesn't have a lot of stress, see where it struggles? That's where she's carrying some of her. Oh yeah, see that? I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. When it struggles, it's doing something that my fingers can't do. So, you feel that, Lainey? Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I love it because not everybody goes through this. So, and it's cool that after about 20 minutes, that's gone. It ends up gliding nicely. So you see, we always go towards the axilla, always. Okay, so then like so, and again the other side. You always want to do, you do it to one side, do it to the other. Okay, and then you pretty much just move your way down like so, and put them like this. And as you can see, didn't leave them on very long, and here's the coloring there. That is a good sign. You leave them on longer, the coloring will be darker, but they begin to dissipate within minutes, and sometimes, most times, they're gone before the client is off the table. Sometimes they go away after a few days, but everybody's different, so I never can tell people they'll be gone in 10 minutes or they'll be gone in an hour, so everybody's different. But in the meantime, we are allowing for fresh blood flow, we're lifting toxins, and just a lot of cool things. Okay, so we need to remove these now. Turn them off, and sideways like that, gently, so we're not plucking it off. Okay, and then we lift it off here, like nice. Okay, so you see that? It's not very dark, but it doesn't have to be. Some people, it's a lot darker depending on what's going on down there. Lainey doesn't have a whole lot of tightness or stress or anything down here. This primarily, this becomes really red and almost purplish for people that maybe sit a lot, or I notice them darker with truck drivers, or maybe just people that sit at their desk like more more often than not. So that was that. But so again, we always go towards the axilla. So we do this. And of course, takes a little longer, just shortening it up a bit for the sake of the video. So again, we go down, and as you can see, this is darker than this one, so there's more going up here than down there. But every color tells a story, and yeah, so you can see the different colors here. It's pretty cool. I think it's very interesting to see the different colors. And if you Google cupping colors and what they mean, that there's a chart of what the colors, they suggest certain things. But okay, so we end it. Like so. And we remove these after about 5 minutes. And I barely had them on there, and they were doing their job. Okay, so we do this for about 5 minutes and make sure everything came out. There's always that view. You feel that? Mm-hmm. That it's amazingly so. I can do this about five, 6 times, and a lot of times that goes away. It's amazing. So we do that, and do this about 3 times. Well, I might as well do it. Okay. And nice. She's a lot more supple and less stressed. And then one more time. Nice. See how it glides? It feels a lot better. Okay. Okay. This is another type of cupping. I do the dynamic cupping. This is the stationary cupping. And there's fire cupping, and there's a lot of different kinds of cupping. But this is just another cupping that's very beneficial, especially, let's say Lainey did some deadlifting and her lower back is really hurting, or she drove for 20 hours and her lower back is just really tired and stiff. So instead of me moving the blue ones around and doing this and doing that, and this is just more effective when you want to cover a larger area. So you typically don't want to leave these on more than no more than 15 minutes. They've probably been on for about 5, but this is a very, very good cupping method for a larger area that you want to cover. While I can also do the dynamic cupping and the stationary cupping. So supposing I have these and all these and all the blue ones here, it'll just be something that I'm doing that will not use up so much time, and she's getting a lot of benefit with that. So, okay, so we're going to remove these. Just lift them up like that. And obviously they're not very dark because we didn't leave them on very long, but this one's a little darker. Now, a lot of times if you do leave them on all at the same time and say these two are a lot darker than these, something's going on here. A lot of times I see that with in the back here, and very dark purple wine color, dark color. And I say, did you have an accident? And most of the time they say yes, or they fell off a ladder or something like that where it caused the back some trauma. So you could see these darker circles, which would dissipate Sometimes within minutes, sometimes within an hour, sometimes within a couple of days. But yeah, so that's a good thing. And these will move. Remove these, and they're not as dark, but we also didn't leave them on as long. But okay, so there we have 3 types of cupping, and they're all beneficial. They all kind of do the same thing. It's just what you want to do or want to accomplish with your client, and what kind of pain or discomfort they're experiencing. So, okay, we've cupped, and the last thing I do before I move on to the lower half of the body are the pink Himalayan stones. And these are very warm. They're not hot where it will burn. If I can hold them like this for more than 5 seconds, they're not too hot. When you can't hold them for more than 5 seconds, they're way too hot. If they're too hot for your hands, they're going to be too hot for your client's back. So you never want to just throw them on there, and some people have done that, so that's why I'm telling you. But they're warm. They're actually kind of hot, but they're not too hot. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on them again so that they can glide, because otherwise they won't glide, and you want them to glide. So we start from the neck up here. We just go down and all the way down to the flank area, and come work your way up again, and maybe do that. So I do this with everybody. So far, I've never had anybody that told me they don't like hot stones. Some people are not crazy about the cupping, which that's okay. That's how it is. But cupping, it can hurt good. It's very beneficial, but to some people, it just a little too much, and that's okay. But stones, nobody's ever complained about them. And you put I put a little pressure in there. Hide this one underneath there so you can continue to, your body actually absorbs a lot of trace minerals, and it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of benefits. They're nice and warm, they're relaxing, and your body's absorbing some trace minerals, and we can all use trace minerals with our depleted soils. But so yeah, I do this for about I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Now if you opt out of the cupping, I will do this for a longer period of time, or work on the legs or the feet or whatever needs more attention, but everybody's different. So we do this, and then I leave them on there. Every back is different. Some people have a little curve here like Miss Laney does, where she holds on to them. Sometimes they slide off people's backs, but she's got that kind of back that holds the stones. Okay. And that is coconut oil. All right. And this is, again, go all the way down, go around, and I'll put more pressure here if you have more. You got something going on there. But okay, so put it aside, do the upper arms, and then sometimes I'll go ahead and focus on this area here where the vagus nerve comes out of, and the vagus nerve, what they call the feel-good nerve, it always feels good if you stimulate that little area there. So, okay, so now if they start falling off, we just take them off and move these down, because those are a little warmer. But okay, so we do this. After this, go do some work on the legs and the glutes if they ask for that. And of course, I always massage the feet, unless you're terribly or extremely ticklish, but otherwise it's head to toe here. And so that is that with the hot stones. Obviously it's not this short, but just for the sake of time, that is how I pretty much use the stones on
your back and on the side of your IT band. It just depends on what you need. And so every massage ends with some hot towels. I fan them a little bit because they are extremely hot and they're coming out of the towel warmer. So if I apply this on her back right now, she would probably yell or scream or something. She would not be very happy. So now it's not too hot. It's hot, but not burning hot. And I also add hot towels at the feet and with the hands. But today, just so you know, all the massages end with some relaxing application of hot towels. So, and of course, some people need some on the flank area, but so I am eager or looking forward to working on you and working out your stress and your aches and your pains and your tightness and all that good stuff that I take joy in doing. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. In the meantime, be well, be blessed, and make it a great day.